Hey everybody, it's Deanna with toolsofenergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert and your Akashic Records advisor. Coming on to you live tonight. I know that I normally come on Tuesday, and today is December 6th, 2021. And I'm coming on because I'm bringing you more or less a red alert. It should have a little ticker tape down here at the bottom that says red alert. What's going on is we have got some planets that have all come together, which I'm sure you all know about already. But these planets are causing an energy shift that is just absolutely phenomenal. So you've got Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus all coming in close proximity with the moon. If you're able to, and you can look up in the night sky, they've been absolutely spectacular. But that's been actually causing some challenges with the human mind. So what you might have heard, at least what I heard last night, for those of you that are tuned into the high-pitched whine or frequency, you could very distinctly hear two different sounds. And then they would kind of oscillate together, and then they would become separate again. And then there was another frequency that was hanging out in between. So if you are hearing that or feeling that, one of the things you may notice is it was hard to sleep. For me, it was lots and lots of weird dreams that were resolving issues or problems in some way, shape, or form. Irritability. One of my clients said today that she had achy joints all over and she hadn't had that for years. Another one is just the return of physical body pains that you normally don't have, kind of like when we get cold weather. Issues with depth perception. So a lot of people just having trouble, gauging the depth of something. An increased ability to focus or meditate, which is on the other hand is really good. So for those of you that normally have functional issues with thinking or have been experiencing functional issues with thinking or remembering things, short-term memory loss, this is an excellent time for meditation and to increase your ability to focus. Also, there's clarity, a lot of clarity regarding spiritual matters. So if you have felt any of these things, if you have been experiencing any of these things, the reason I'm coming on tonight a little earlier than my normal Tuesday night live is I wanted to let you know that, you're not nuts, you're not crazy, and this is just a byproduct of these energies that are coming in. They're just coming in at a very high frequency, a very high rate. Okay, let me be more clear. They're coming in very quickly is what's happening. And normally we don't see them coming in that quickly. This is a new status of things lately. And with all the changes we have going on, I get it. But again, the desired outcome was to come on and to let you know, because if I hear it once or twice, I'm okay. But I had a lot of different folks today expressing some of these things that I'm sharing with you now. So that's what I'm coming on to let you know. So if anybody else hears that high pitch whine or frequency and you noticed last night, two distinct, you didn't even have to meditate or focus on them. You could notice two distinct high pitch frequencies and then almost one in between. So I want to show you very quickly what that looks like on the Schumanns resonant frequency. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen for that. So for those of you that need more of that scientific approach, you need to have that, okay, is this woo-woo, or is it really going on? I'm going to show you this right here. It's the Schumanns resonant frequency. And Schumanns is a measurement of the bioelectromagnetic frequency on our planet or the heartbeat of the Earth. And what I was telling you, if you've been following me a long time, is we didn't have that top layer right there of energy. It mostly looked like this, kind of a blank bluish color. And these frequencies are so low that, like only a dog could hear them. And if you go back on my website, toolsofenergyprotection.com, and you look at the last blog post, in case you missed it, there is a video there like this one where I'm talking about peace, love, and joy and hope. And that's what, at that time, those frequencies were bringing. Well, you can see that the frequencies have really super increased. I mean, I have been watching Schumann's for a couple of years now, and I've never seen the white waterfall all the way at the top when it didn't look more like this. See how it goes all the way down here. I've never seen it broken up like this. So these are very distinct. This is the connection, the manna, the spiritual bread from God's spirit or source. And then you've got your mental below that, your emotional, and your physical. And then down here would be more the spirit bodies. So, you know, this almost looks like chakras lining up on the human body, if you're familiar with that, the energy centers. And so there's a lot of very low frequency stimulation going on with a binaural beat. So if you don't understand what that means, please go over to toolsofenergyprotection.com, look for today's blog, and I'm going to put a link there so you can listen to that in real time and get kind of a feel for what it is. It's not the same thing as the high-pitched whine, but it is what's coming in. And those sensitives, highly sensitive empaths or starseeds that have the ability to hear it are indeed hearing this. They are indeed hearing these frequencies. So again, the desired outcome was to come on and share this with you real quickly. You know, it's one of those things like, you know, in the news, they used to come on, you know, into your regular program and all that stuff, kind of funny. But it is very real. And see, it's going on here. If you can see this on the Schumann's chart, dated 12/6 of 2021. So what does that mean? What that means is that a lot of folks are having shifts towards being more at one with God's spirit or source. There's a few people I noticed were agitated today because they're just tired of putting up with whatever they consider to be poop. So this is a big uplift, a big nudge, a big purge, if you will, to go forward with your divine gifts, seeking your divine gifts, opening yourself up, because there's going to come a time when it's going to go back to like what it looks like here in blue, where we really don't have this kind of stimulation. It's a support system, if you will. So as you were, you know, leaning into understanding more, then you'll feel the energies uplift and support behind you. So this is an easy time for transformation, a very easy time for change. All we have to do is just let go. But how many of us want to really let go? We like the way our life is. We want to hold on to our little paths and our narrow pathways. So, you know, I don't see any questions down here in the live chat for those of you that are, you know, watching later in the recording. That's why I'm not really calling anybody out or answering any questions. So I'm going to stop the share here. And I'm going to go over to the other part of the Schumann's resonance here. I'm going to pull up what's called the critical frequencies. So the critical frequencies also look a little bit more like what is the heartbeat of the earth. And I'll go ahead and share that. And if you've been with following me for a while, you're going to know that these bell curves is what they are. Here they are. So the bell curves have in the past been very much bigger than this. So the bell curve would have a slow rise coming up and a slow peak going down. And so with the shift of the planets and these frequencies, what you're seeing is these bell curves are much more narrow than they used to be. And if you haven't been following me for a while, you go back and look at some of the older videos, you know, or even just look up the Schumann's graphs for yourself. That's what you're going to see. But again, these are such more narrow. What do I mean by narrow? Well, down here at the bottom is your time. So this one is at starts at 800 hours and starts descending again right about 18. So you have roughly 10 hours. There for a while, we were seeing 12, 13 hours, taking time for things to come down. So this smaller disruptions that you're seeing down here on the bottom, that's going to be more analogous to these lower tones that you are sensing or feeling or knowing. So the desired outcome is that will make sense to you in some way, shape, or form. Some of you don't understand the science, which you readily tell me, and that's fine. But if you notice, if you're on toolsofenergyprotection.com, if you'll notice down below, I do have a list of the symptoms that you may be noticing as a human being. But basically what you have is in your brain, you've got two body parts. And these frequencies that are coming in are coming into your brain between these two particular parts of the brain. I won't get too technical, but I did write it in the article if you're curious. And those frequencies are coming in the human brain, and they're going back and forth between these 2 points. Boom, 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 boom. And when they get to a particular going back and forth, there's a narrow spot in between where those frequencies basically come together and match, kind of like an apex. And that is what is shifting and changing people's consciousness on this planet. Every man, woman, and child, whether they recognize it or whether they don't. So if you're awake and aware and alert, this is your time to move forward. This is your time to, meditate, connect to God's spirit or source, and take action, because you're very much being supported by the universe. So I'll look again, see if I have any questions. It doesn't look like I have any questions here now, but I'm going to download the video here once I get off Facebook, and I will go over and upload it on YouTube and put it on my website. So if you're wanting to read the article, it'll be on toolsofenergyprotection.com if you're not already on the emailing list and you've been sent the email. So again, I will be back tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, to share more love and joy with you. But this again is, a red alert, so that you're aware and awake of what's going on and what is available to you. So please, connect with God's spirit or source, and go with your gut instinct and walk forward, because you're very much being given what you need to grow in a divine spiritual manner. So thank you very much. Love and hugs to all, and have a great, wonderful night.